Good morning.
Good
Good morning.
morning.
Yes.
Morning.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, I guess we'll start with welcome to our viewers, our audience who's being with us this morning for the Suicide Prevention Hour. So let's introduce ourselves. Who wants to go first?
Hi everyone, I'm Ella from InTouch and we're joining you this morning for an hour to raise awareness for suicide. So yeah, this is our first activity for the World Suicide Prevention Day.
Yes.
I'm Mean naman, also from In Touch. We're just gonna be sharing this hour with you. Keep you company, I guess. So yeah, hopefully we have a good run this morning.
All right, so hi, I'm Dan. I'm really happy for those who could make it right now. This is a very important hour, especially for suicide, no? And we just want to share our effort in raising awareness and in the prevention of suicide.
And I'm Mark Romero. I'm also, as a mental health advocate, I am also passionate in advocating suicide prevention. So thank you for being with us this morning, joining us in our Suicide Prevention Hour, brought to you by our organization, our In Touch Community Services. Okay, so before we begin our hour of uplifting session or moment, let's do a disclaimer first. So let's Okay, so again, this is the Suicide Prevention Hour, this September 10, Friday, 2 a.m. Okay, quick disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the host. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the organization's policy or the views held by the InTouch Community Services YouTube channel. This channel cannot be held accountable for all or any view expressed during this program.
We also have a trigger warning lang to our viewers. So this live stream is about suicide prevention. Contents about suicide may be disturbing to some viewers. So for at-risk individuals who wish to join or please exercise caution na lang and carefully assess your capacity to participate. Viewer discretion is advised. If you need help to or someone to talk to in and like any time right now viewing this suicide prevention hour, our crisis line is available to you. Our numbers are 0922-893-7603 or 0917-800-1123 and 0922-893-8944. You just need load to contact. It's available 24/7.
All right, so like I mentioned earlier, today is World Suicide Prevention Day, and for this hour, we just want to reiterate and let you guys know we're here with you and you're not alone. So we're raising awareness since it's Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. So for this morning, we invite you to write on our wall, share a photo, leave a message to give hope, or share your experiences. You may post anonymously, and our content will be shared later on during this live. So you can go scan the QR code here, or you can visit tinyurl.com/4JCCWX45. So that's going to be the link to our Padlet. Feel free to drop a message and we'll acknowledge them later on.
Okay, so what to expect this suicide prevention hour? So expect an uplifting session, like I've mentioned. We'll be also playing music, and also we'll be having some sharing or discussion regarding suicide prevention, like key facts and reiterating that suicide is preventable. And yeah, and then we'll have referrals also for those who are struggling, especially right now in this hour. So stay tuned. So as a form of your participation in this suicide prevention hour, we would like to invite our viewers to sign into your YouTube account and post a comment having this pledge. We call it the pledge of commitment for the suicide prevention hour. So the template goes as I, your name, your nickname, and your last name, and then pledge my support to raise awareness this World Suicide Prevention Day 2021. Together with the InTouch community, I am making my online presence felt the Suicide Prevention Hour because feel free to be creative in stating your reasons for joining us this morning. Um, and then put the hashtag stay alive, stay in touch, and tag at least one of your friends, family, or among your networks to probably as a witness to your pledge. So this would be the indicator that you're with us in this suicide prevention hour. So feel free to comment this there at the side at the live chat.
All right. So you're probably wondering, no, why we chose 2 to 3 a.m. specifically. It seems like a very inconvenient time to do a live stream, but really there obviously is a reason for it. So there have been studies, as mentioned here, in this slide. I'll just read the quote from that specific study. So nighttime involves an increased risk for suicide that simply isn't present at other times of the day, and therefore increasing suicide prevention efforts during that night may help save lives. So just to reiterate what was said, it seems that there is an overwhelming amount of data that shows that at nighttime, that's when suicide occurs. It doesn't matter whatever method is used, um, whether it's by drugs, different dangerous items, for example. And it's important for us to do it at this particular time so that we can also reach those people who might need the help the most. So that's why we've chosen this particular time period.
Okay, so again, we're doing the suicide prevention hour. So we'll be proceeding now with our content. Okay, let's start with the music. Where again, the theme of our suicide prevention this year is we're here with you, you're not alone. So let's have that. Okay, so I hope our viewers na LSS kayo dun sa song na yun. So again, the theme of our suicide prevention this morning is really making you feel that you're not alone, that we are here. So again, kung na-count nyo kung ilang you're not alone yung nandun sa song, it's more than 10. So you're not alone and hopefully na-LSS kayo with that song. Yeah. Okay, let's... Okay, so that's the music, first music that we have this morning.
Again, everyone, just to reiterate, no, the crisis line is always available to you on these numbers: 632-8893-7603, 63917-800-1123, 63922-893-8944. So these numbers are available to you 24/7. You can always reach crisis line even if you don't feel the urge right now. Just remember that you can always call, whether it be 2 weeks from now, a day from now. Crisis line will always be here for you.
Okay, thanks, Dan. Now we'll be also sharing with you the suicide prevention key facts for additional information in raising awareness and educating ourselves also. So first key fact that we have is that did you know that suicide incidents rose by 57%? Yes, 57% in 2020. So from 2019 to 2020, the raise or the live is 57% amid the coronavirus pandemic. So to be exact, from 2,810 cases back in 2019, by 2020, it's now doubled or more. It's 4,420 cases. Now, the rank of suicide as the leading cause of death in the Philippines from the 31st, rank 31st to turned down to rank 25th. So that source, of course, we got that information from trusted news from CNN Philippines.
But of course, aside from the key fact, we also have another also fact that suicide is preventable. So raise awareness to help break the stigma so that more people feel more able to reach out to help. So like what we're doing now, it's a form of raising awareness, and that will be something that can help prevent suicide talaga or lessen the yung pag-grow niya in our country.
Here's another key fact. So isolation and discrimination significantly caused an increase in suicide rate amid the coronavirus pandemic. This is also from CNN Philippines.
All right. So despite this, it's important to know that suicide is preventable, no? So for us, I guess we can say that we all have different roles to play, but together we can save lives. So how can we do this? So first, we can learn more about suicide prevention. So like what Mean said, this is exactly what we're doing now. We're talking about it. We're starting conversations about it so that more people would be aware. And then second is to reach out to those who are struggling and offer your support. Just being present for other people would be really helpful. Third is to encourage them to seek help. And then another one is offer to go with them to an appointment. So if you have friends or family members who are hesitant, siguro just making your presence felt that, it's okay would encourage them to go and seek help. And last is, yun nga, let them know that you care and they're not alone and you're there for them.
Yes. And third fact that we have about suicide is the fourth leading cause of death in ages 15 to 29 years old globally. So it's nearly 80% of suicide occur in low or middle income countries. So I guess that would be including our countries, the Philippines, where our resources for identifying and supporting those in need are scarce. So yeah, hopefully in the near future, it will no longer be scarce. That's why InTouch is also here. So our source is WHO.
So again, suicide is preventable. Support young people in school to build socio-economic life skills. It's another thing that we can do, especially that suicide is not parang it also happens among young people, so it's good na to help them build or support yung young people and help in school to build those social emotional life skills para they have that kind of support with them.
Another key fact is that ingestion, hanging, and firearms are actually some of the most common methods of suicide globally. And unfortunately, people who survive the first suicide attempt are actually at higher risk of making further attempts as well.
Okay, so now that we know the most common methods, maybe we can highlight that suicide is preventable. So how can we do this? First, we can restrict access to the means of suicide. We can encourage the media to focus more on stories of hope. We can also use non-sensational language while reporting on suicide. So it's very important that, it is we're providing ongoing support. We should let other people know that, we are here, they're not alone.
And last key fact that we have for this morning, key fact 5, many suicides are impulsive in moments of crisis where a person's ability to deal with financial loss, chronic illness, and other life stresses breaks down. Hmm.
So knowing that suicide, acts of suicide or attempts of suicide are, um, like Mark mentioned, impulsive in nature. It is a way, it is preventable naman. The best thing that we can do is to identify the risk of suicide as early as possible before they break down into that endpoint. So in order to provide timely support, identifying the risk of suicide as early as possible is important. So, um, okay. How do we identify these signs, I guess? So individuals considering suicide may display a sudden or drastic change in behavior. Some so this varies from different people, from people, one person to another. So I guess if you know someone enough, ikaw na mismo makakapagsabi if they are acting differently, or yeah, in sort of gloomy way, or maybe just something's not right. So pero in general, some specific warning signs include the following: feelings or statements that reflect hopelessness or not having a reason to live. So I guess yung parang lethargic na behavior, then looking for ways to kill themselves, seeking access to pills, weapons, or other means. In some cases, when they search or ask about, like how much does it take to overdose, or um, an example lang, but it can be a lot of different ways that you can sort of get a hint na they're looking for something to as a method. Then threatening to hurt or kill themselves. This is something that doesn't always, siguro through conversation, something that you can spot or chance on conversation when they're very emotional. And then there's also talking or writing about death, dying, or suicide. So when they're expressing themselves, parang these signs sort of show themselves in that way.
All right. So just to reiterate, I know the topic for this morning is quite heavy. We just want to remind you that we have crisis line. So it's free and anonymous, available 24/7. We have trained responders who will answer your call. So if you're feeling sad, anxious, or you have thoughts of committing suicide, I hope you can try calling to our crisis line. So you can contact them by calling 02-8893-7603, 0917-800-1123, and 0922-893-8944.
Okay, so we're about to play another music, but hopefully you'll learn a lot from the key facts. So just in case gusto nyong balikan yung mga key facts natin, just feel free to go to our social media. So we do have it on our Facebook, Instagram, and the rest of the social media. You'll find the key facts that we discussed there. So if you really want to read more about that. So we'll be playing more of the next music that we have, something uplifting. Because remember, we mentioned the hour of suicide prevention is really an hour to uplift those who's feeling low right now. So, and we want to make our presence like Dan, Ella, and Mean, and the rest of those on our comment right now who made their pledges. So we'll be reading you more in a bit. So while doing that, we'll check your comments and we'll. Di ka sayang.
Right. That was
Yeah,
such a nice song from Ben and Ben.
it's actually like most Ben and Ben songs are really nice. Pero this is actually a really good song if you need a reminder about your worth. I para kasing yung message na is like, no matter what other people say or whatever happens to you, it doesn't take away from your worth or your value. Um, there's always going to be someone then who will accept you for who you are. And I guess that's a good message to anyone listening ngayon na there will always be someone, like even us strangers, who feel like you, who think and know that you are worthy of a good life, or you are worthy. Yeah.
Exactly, and I think you can see it even in the comments of this live stream that a lot of people are they support, they believe that people deserve to be alive, people deserve to be heard, and all these things. So it's just a testament to, I guess, what's being said in the song.
Yes. Okay. So I'll also take time to quickly acknowledge yung mga nasa comment nag-chat sa atin, nagbigay ng pledges nila. So quickly one. So from Isabel, from James, Aisha, Crystal, Marian, this one, we have Raven also, Bea, Jillian, Abby, Chloe. This one is seed list, or oh, it's Reb. Okay, and then we also have from Nico and Kathleen, Anna, and Elle. So again, thank you for stay being with us this 2 a.m. early in the morning actually.
Thank you guys for being with us this morning, early in the
Yeah.
morning.
And may
Very.
humabol pa si Andra. Hi. Okay,
Ah,
so feel free to tag also your friends, those you know nagising pa, so they might as well just quickly drop in this hour of suicide prevention and they could post a pledge there sa comment. Okay? Sige. So I hope we hope you're having the idea that we want to present here, that suicide is preventable. We would want to share our presence here, and then we've been playing music also just to keep the vibe, the feeling uplift and giving you some information. I know this kind of serious, but the four of us here is really committing ourselves in this hour. So you could also post a message if sa comment box kung meron kayong quick questions. So not just the pledges, but really something you would like to share to everyone who's viewing us this morning. Okay, so let's proceed now to our next. Okay, so also we would like to inform our audience, our viewer this morning that aside from this suicide prevention hour that we're doing right now, In Touch Community Services, our organization, will also hold a workshop this day also, the World Suicide Prevention Day. It's a suicide prevention workshop this morning. Entitled Save a Life. So it will be facilitated by our counselors, Ivana and Ian. And again, this would be this morning, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. So as much as we would like to really invite everyone to continue just to send the registration, unfortunately, yeah, we already have enough participants for this workshop. But again, we would like to inform you that, yes, we'll be offering this free Save a Life suicide prevention workshop this morning. So again, hashtag stay alive, stay in touch.
A lot of efforts just to advocate mental health, not just suicide prevention, but a lot of things that can lead to the detriment of one's mental health. So there's that.
So again, to anyone who hasn't shared their pledge yet, we would like to invite everyone to comment on the chat box on YouTube. Live comment your pledge to, just join us in this raising awareness in this suicide prevention hour. So we just type in your nickname and last name, pledge my support to raise awareness this World Suicide Prevention Day 2021. Together with the In Touch community, I am making my online presence felt this suicide prevention hour because, and then you may add your reason or your message to the public. Hashtag stay alive, stay in touch, and tag us person or network that using the at symbol. So we have a lot of comments now actually. I'd like to read some of them, I guess. Um, there's one here from James. So I, James Parcival, pledge my support to raise awareness to Suicide Prevention Day because everybody deserves to live a good life, and I want to let people know that they are loved and that they are not alone. That is so thoughtful and sweet. There's also one from Jillian. Um, her pledge is that, quote, I believe that having a good support system can have many positive benefits for one's mental health. Yes. So yeah, there's actually more. There's one from Rev Puno, and his comment is, I am making my online presence felt the suicide prevention hour because every life matters. You are not alone. Again, hashtag stay alive, stay in touch. So if you haven't already, please add your pledge and join us in this hour of raising awareness on suicide prevention.
Okay. So earlier, Ella also shared about joining our Padlet, our virtual freedom wall, wherein you could post your comments, your stories, your messages. So right now, let's check that one and see how many are posting, and let's see what people are saying to share their message for suicide prevention.
Wow, I'm very excited to see what the InTouch community has put in our Padlet. So it could be anything, messages of hope, love, and support to anyone who's experiencing sadness, anxiety. So let's see what we have here.
Surprise! There you go. So there's a thrill there. There you go.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's check.
Okay, what do we have here? Mark, you want to start by reading which post struck you the most?
Okay. Of course, yung message dito, you are not alone. So, yung yellow really reflects more. And then, what I've noticed here is yung post from Instagram with the 12 likes or hearts. So, yeah, I guess I could read the poem here. So, at times you're at your weakest is when you find your truest strengths. You need not worry, dear. any kind of downfall is a renewed chance to make your greatest comeback. So I guess a lot of those who check our Padlet here like that one. So yeah, that's what's appealing for me. How about you, man?
I find this one particular side, yung there is space for you in this world and in this life. Uh, I guess it strikes me the most kasi, um, it's so true. Kasi, it's everyone's birthright in a way because, you were given this life to live it, to own it, to make the most of it. And it you being alive just means that you deserve that life that you have and you are worth it. So going back to our earlier song that you I know that is your value. You are worth the life you live, or worth the life that you want to live. So yeah. What about you, Dan? Anything in particular that you find interesting
Yeah,
or
it's
relate
actually
to?
not seen on the screen right now, but it's thank you for being strong even when it's hard. So what I really like about it is that it acknowledges, that life is really difficult. And it reminds me of this quote actually said by Bruce Lee. I'm probably butchering the original quote, but it's something like, don't pray for an easy life. Pray that you have the strength to endure a difficult one. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people, it's just difficult to kind of overcome. Like, life will always have its hard moments, whether or not you're in a secure place. There might be something that just might come out of nowhere that might make you feel that, it's not worth it. But that's what it is.